What is attraction? The 10-point scale that comes to mind for most often seems to objectify, and I'm sure for many of those it does mean that. But for me it offers a way to describe numerically how a person makes you feel, for reference for someone else, physically and otherwise. For example, let's say I think a girl is a 10 out of 10. That doesn't mean she would be a 10 out of 10 for you, but you can imagine that I feel about her the way you would feel about your 10 out of 10. Every individual can lay out what they personally find attractive. There's things in common, but we all have our own things that we are interested in. Of course, plenty of single young people like yours truly are curious what might be the most attractive trait. So I Googled it. And Google says it's novelty, fresh, new, varying hobbies, changing appearance, things like that. Our generation is constantly scrolling, so that should come as no surprise. But instead, I challenge that. Instead, the most attractive trait is reciprocation. Bear with me here. Suppose you had a celebrity crush and they are just supermodel status, movie star, 10 out of 10 on plenty of different scales. But do you actually have a chance with them? My goal here is being practical. We say attractive to mean pretty or handsome or some physical traits or some personality trait about someone in the abstract. But from a practical perspective, I would say that the most attractive trait is the ability to actually be with someone, to actually be involved with them in a relationship. So even if a celebrity is a perfect 10, we can factor in reciprocation with a simple binary scale. That is to say a 1 or a 0 that we multiply the rest of the things by. 8, 9, 10, something like that, multiply it by the number of how likely it is that you will actually be with them. That's a yes or a no, 1 or a 0. So a 10 times no is 0, 0. 10 times 0, it's over. Someone can make themselves less attractive in this framework by voluntarily opting out. If they make clear disapproval of your attraction, ding, that's a 0, it's over. It's sad, but it's simple and easy to follow. And when you get this installed in your brain, it makes it easier to move on from things. The whole dating concept gets put into the simplified bubble. People fall into 3 categories. 1, those who are clearly not attracted to you or never will be, like celebrities. 2, those who are clearly attracted to you because they have made that clear. And 3, those who are unknown, which is most people. Finding out if someone is a 1 or a 0 becomes the most important thing in my opinion, more important than finding someone specific. So instead, I view it as like a game to meet more people and to reveal if they are a 0 or a 1. You might have some objections to this. Can you change someone's mind from a 0 to a 1? A lot of people, not just in relationships and attraction, have a hard time changing their mind, in general. I think it's human to have difficulties with that. People also don't change minds by the value of effort. If someone has made a conclusion about you from a romantic perspective, it's unlikely that changing something about yourself would change their mind. For example, let's say someone turned you down because of a physical trait. Is that really the type of person you want to be with, someone that judges you on a physical trait? In fiction, we see people falling in love because of some Herculean effort. Typically, some man will go out of his way to do something outrageous and amazing, and that changes the woman's opinion of him. I don't think that's a real life thing. There's an abstract you, who you are in an untouchable sort of way, and that doesn't just change through effort. Becoming more physically attractive wouldn't change their mind either, but it might turn more heads, making it easier to determine if people are a 0 or a 1. So it's still a good idea. You should improve your health, but not for the purpose of changing a single person's mind. What about your personality? How far can you change your personality before you stop being who you are? Because sometimes a trait isn't good or bad, it's just who you are as a person. If parts of you don't land with other people, that's like puzzle pieces not fitting together with each other, but they're all still part of one big picture. They're all right, no puzzle piece is wrong, but they each have their own place. So just because 2 pieces don't fit together doesn't mean that it's wrong. It's just not right in that context. Now you might say as well to never improve yourself if it doesn't matter, but listen up. You should always improve yourself for you, because you're the person whose mind might change about yourself if you are upset with how you are right now, not someone else's mind. Changing your activity levels, going to the gym, being more active. When you change that sort of thing, you feel happier. Your mental health improves. The whole thing is a positive spiral as opposed to a downward spiral. And then you would become more abstractly attractive. I want to be clear, most people find physical health to be attractive, but all people find good mental health to be attractive. I lift and stay active, about 50-50 for the mental health and for the attractiveness. They come in the same package. Every little bit helps, and until you find out if a person is a 1 or a 0, wouldn't it help to get them to even consider you in order to add more data to the mix? In general, people are always looking for cheat codes. What do boys really want in a girl? What can I do to look more manly? I think we could all benefit from zooming out from time to time and realizing that the person you are attracted to is also a person just like you. We often forget the general things like, can I spend long periods of time with this person? Meeting new people in a romantic context or otherwise is part of the joy of life, and I think we could all prioritize this more, coming into a sort of spring after a global lockdown winter. And thanks for watching.